Aloha everyone! This is Dr. BethAnne. I am an author, intuitive psychologist, and an empath, and I craft content for highly sensitive spiritual souls. We have been talking about the theme of self-acceptance during the month of September, so we're going to continue along with that today. The other day I was writing and I wrote a line that said, "It is safe for me to become my highest expression of self." It is safe for me to become my highest expression of self. I wrote that in response to recognizing that part of me becoming my highest expression of self was expressing myself through written word and through spoken word in bigger, higher ways. And that means things like talking about my spiritual relationship more in depth, talking about the angels more in depth, and not being afraid to tell people I'm an angel communicator and these messages come through to me. It means feeling safe to talk about losing my brother Brent and my experiences with him in the afterlife and my spiritual experiences with him. It means being safe to be more real, to be more vulnerable, to own my story in bigger ways, and to not be afraid to move into the spaces that I feel life is directing me in order to embody that story and fulfill my purpose in this lifetime. It is safe to become my highest expression of self. Those are really liberating words, and they're also really fucking terrifying. And I believe they're really, really, really necessary. We've been talking about, especially this week, about becoming our own experts. And part of becoming our own experts is really learning to embody what our highest expression of self looks like. It's identifying what that is, and it is allowing that process to unfold in our lives. And that means surrendering to that process. That means not trying to control who we are and how we become, and not trying to control life's process, spirit's process, our soul's process of bringing itself forth in this world. That means doing scary things and taking big risks. And that means sometimes making really painful, hard changes in our life in order to be more in alignment. But we are here to become our highest expression of self. We are here not to play it safe, because we've done that in other lifetimes. Whether or not you believe in that, we've all been there, and we've done that in other lifetimes. And we've done that in this lifetime. Every single one of us has been in situations and been in roles where we've played small. We've been held back. We have been less than who we were designed to be. And part of growth and part of becoming bigger is pushing through those limits. And that's sometimes where the big, hard, scary changes come in, especially if you're first getting into like true alignment with your soul and the truth of your soul. That'll pluck you out of marriages. It will relocate you. It might ask you to leave a job. It might have you leaving friends, listening to that part of yourself and trying to find a new soul tribe. Some really big changes can come from that. And those big changes, it often doesn't feel safe. You know, a lot of times we just sort of want to like put Pandora's stuff back in the box and wish we'd never opened the lid. I remember some of my big soul growth that I went through feeling a little bit like Alice in Wonderland when she eats the like the bite me thing, and she's in this house and she's really teeny tiny, and all of a sudden she grows like at this exponential rate. Our soul will do that. It will have us grow at an exponential rate, and she like busts out of this house and her arms are sticking out, and you know, thankfully she's able to take a little bite of something and go back to her right size. But our soul kind of does that. It busts through these walls in our life. It busts through these things that no longer fit us. And when we're doing the busting through, it doesn't feel safe. We can get a lot of hard feedback. We can get a lot of people who misunderstand us. We can get a lot of criticism. Sometimes it's just really scary because it feels so vulnerable. And because other people who aren't at that point on the journey, they don't understand it, and so they judge it, or they can't validate it for us, you know, or sometimes they just look away because our light has become too bright, and not everybody can stand the sight of sunlight. But it is safe to become our highest expression of self. That was the message that really came through for me when I was writing that day, and it's a message I feel really called to speak and to bring out into the world by modeling it, by being brave, by talking about the hard things, and by saying, like, this is our time to shine. This is our time to cast off whatever's not serving us, and to take the unknown path, and to be in a really deep trust relationship with the universe, even when we can't see the way. It is safe. We will be supported in that work. We will be spiritually supported, and anything that we lose will come around in new form. We are clearing space when we let go of the old so the universe can bring something new in, and what's new that's coming in will be more in alignment with the truth of who we really are. It will be more in alignment with supporting us and supporting our journey. It is safe to become our highest expressions of self. It is safe to become my highest expression of self. So that's my affirmation I'm leaving you with today. I totally suggest following up on that and journaling on it, and journaling on what that looks like for you and what is your highest expression of self. And you don't have to know the full picture. Nobody expects you to. The soul doesn't expect you to. Our soul is unfolding as we go. It's giving us the vision. It's feeding it to us, like by putting the puzzle pieces together and helping us sort of follow the cake crumbs as we collage this bigger picture of self. You don't have to have the full picture, but just think, for as much as you know right now, what does your highest expression of self look like? Are you in alignment with that? If so, why not? No judgment to that. Ask that question with curiosity. What's keeping you? And what can you do to begin to move more in that direction? It is safe to become our highest expression of self. If you are enjoying this content, feel free to join me here by subscribing. You can also find more of my books, my courses, and my individual offerings on my website, BethAnneKW.com, and I will see everybody back here tomorrow. I'm wishing you much aloha and light.